Good afternoon. This is KOCO Chief Meteorologist Damon Lane for your December 9th noon weather briefing. As many of us are looking outside our window right now, I know we see a lot of cloud cover, we see a lot of snow, but when you look at the snow that we have on the ground across the United States and then compare it to the last couple of years, it certainly is quite amazing. As we look back towards this date in 2011, you can see that really across the United States we were seeing snow. We were supposed to see it in the mountains in Montana, the Dakotas, making its way across Nebraska, Kansas, even right across into the mountains along the East Coast. Then on this date last year, we really weren't seeing all that snow, really anywhere except across some of the colder climates here across the northern plains, upper Midwest, and in towards the Rocky Mountains. Now let's look at the snow on the ground today. I want you to look at both of these images. And then look at all this snow here. We're talking about well over 65% of the United States having snow on the ground from Texas really all the way to the Northeast and all of the plain states here and as you go into the mountains. So we certainly do have quite a bit of snow out there compared to the last couple years. And certainly that's going to be hanging around for a while. Temperatures are going to remain cold. Looking at visible satellite right now shows that we're still seeing the clouds across Oklahoma. This is coming in right now from Moore. And then as we look into Kansas here, you can see really the clouds are going to remain rather thick. We are seeing a couple breaks in the clouds up in the panhandles, both Texas and Oklahoma. All this right here is sunshine, but it looks like it's going to remain a fairly cloudy and cold day. When you want to look for warmth, really there's only one place in the entire United States here that's showing any type of warmth, and that is in Florida, southern Georgia, and southeastern Alabama. Their temperatures in the 60s and 70s. Otherwise, all of us here dealing with temperatures in the teens and 20s and even 20 to 30 degrees below zero as you make your way in towards the upper Midwest, the northern plains, and in towards the mountains. So we certainly do have quite a bit of cold, except down in the southeast. And as we look at the type of warnings that we have going on across the United States, we have a lot of winter weather advisories. That's what we have right here in northern Oklahoma as you go into Missouri, New Mexico, Montana, as you go in towards the northeast here. And again, this is a snow advisory that does include northern parts of Oklahoma. As we look at the expected radar this afternoon at about 4 o'clock, we're going to see some light snow that's going to stretch from around Clinton through Fairview up to Medford and eventually to Ponca City, Stillwater. And some of that snow is going to stretch all the way down near Guthrie. A lot of light snow around the metro. I don't expect much in the form of accumulations. And as we go into 8 o'clock this evening, that snow will be making its way up to the northeast, a few flurries hanging around. So not a whole lot of snow with this system, maybe one, perhaps an isolated 2-inch snow amount up in northern Oklahoma, but that's about it. As we go into Tuesday afternoon, the cold air is still going to hang around. You can see Tuesday afternoon, temperatures in the mid-30s across the metro, 40s in western Oklahoma, but at least we will be getting above freezing, even just barely, but at least it shows that temperatures will be slowly climbing over the next couple of days. Wednesday afternoon, temperatures for highs only in the mid-30s, maybe 1 or 2 degrees above freezing, not a whole lot, but at least we are above freezing. Bitterly cold as you make your way up in towards Minnesota there. Look at all those below zero temperatures there. As we go into Thursday afternoon, temperatures just a handful of degrees above freezing, mid to upper 30s, a few 40s in northwestern Oklahoma. Still finding that cold air, and we're likely going to see a little system move across the southern plains here that will bring in a chance for some showers, some rain showers, maybe a little bit of a light freezing drizzle mix. Not expecting a whole lot of ice out of this, but still we will have a little bit of precip to deal with. Early Friday morning, a little bit of icing possibly. And then as we go into Friday afternoon, temperatures near 50 degrees here in Oklahoma City, lower 40s in Tulsa, mid-50s across Dallas-Fort Worth. And as you go into West Texas there, mid-60s in Abilene down to Midland, Odessa. And we start to see those below zero temperatures go a little bit farther north, but they're still hanging around northern Minnesota and North Dakota. And then as we look at the long range here, notice how this green line here begins to go back into the positive territory here. This is your Arctic oscillation. This would indicate that temperatures will likely get back up to near normal as we go into the middle of December here for basically those of us east of the Rocky Mountains. But then notice how this green line begins to fall back down below zero here as we go later into the month of December and early January. That would show us the potential for there to be an increase of a return in below normal temperatures. So certainly it looks like we are dealing with a very cold air mass. We will see a few warmer days in the next next 1 to 2 weeks, but again, it looks like overall for most of December, it will be colder than normal. We'll talk more about the temperature trend and when we can expect hopefully the 60s to return coming up on KOCO 5 News at 5, 6, and 10. See you then.